Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today we are coming to you virtually from Convocation Hall at the University of Winnipeg, but our program will proceed similarly to how it would if we were together in person. We encourage you to participate with virtual congratulations and cheers on social media using the hashtag #UWinnipegGrad and through the live chat function in Zoom. We will begin with the invocation led by the Reverend Tanis Kalisnik, Student Life Academic Advisor. Reverend Kalisnik will be followed by Indigenous Knowledge Keeper Allison Cox, who will provide a blessing upon this ceremony and upon the graduates.
Thank you for the invitation to be part of this wonderful moment. An invocation is a good way to end a journey you have completed and bless the start of new pathways forward. Even though we have all been in a time of flux and uncertainty, we have learned that the opposite of fear is love in our care for each other and our collective efforts. It has been through grief that we have found gratitude. We have embraced hope, and in turn, this has enabled us to act and build forward. You are amazing students. You are about to become graduates from an institution that values diversity, embraces wonder and curiosity, and seeks out new ways to engage in this complicated world. You are an example of hope, courage, and light. And in these testing times, you have helped us all to strive to be the best of beings. And for this, we all say thank you. You have been surrounded by your family, friends, UAW professors, teachers, and staff. And for these supports, we say thank you and well done. I would like to invite you to join me in a moment of prayer. Creator God, known by many names, today we celebrate the accomplishments of each of these graduates. May the God of hope be with you every day, filling your life with love, joy, and peace. May the God of justice speed you on your way to bring light and hope to where your path will take you. May the God of healing free this earth from fear, freeing us for peace and commitment, clearly focused on a world restored and human life renewed. May the God of wisdom and courage be with you, helping you to embrace new opportunities, where you will use your skills, determination, and discipline in each new endeavor. Thank you for the legacy of excellence here at the University of Winnipeg, and guide these graduates in their present and hold them close in their futures. Amen.
Buju, anje kwenea sendes nikas, makwado dem, mikisudo dem, zagamak onjidu. Miigwech gichimanitu, miigwech nakomas, miigwech mishomas, shoe mishnamin, minitu bematezoen, gimant duyan, gakiamin shinang, miigwech. Thank you, Creator, grandmothers and grandfathers. Bless us, give us new life to have respect for what you have given us. We are your creations. Guide us, protect us, love us as we love. We look towards our colleagues on this honorable day. We give thanks to them for their accomplishments. We thank them for their courage, their commitment, and their determination. We see their strengths and their challenges met with equal sacrifice. We ask that the Creator help bless them, give them new life, and protect them as they forge new paths and dreams for our collective future. We thank the educators and staff for their work and time spent with the care they have shown towards our collective goals. Creator, bless us so they will know to respect for what has been given to us. Creator, bless ourselves so we will know our responsibilities. Creator, bless the youth so we will remember that love is the only way. Miigwech, Pimatisuan.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Wayne Iwasco, Minister of Advanced Education, Skills and Immigration, who brings greetings on behalf of the province of Manitoba.
Hi there. I'm Wayne Iwasco, Minister of Advanced Education, Skills and Immigration with the province of Manitoba. Thank you for inviting me to participate virtually at the 118th Convocation at the University of Winnipeg. I would like to acknowledge that we, here in Manitoba, reside on Treaty 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lands, which are the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. On behalf of the Manitoba government, Premier Brian Pallister, and my colleagues at the Manitoba Legislature, I am pleased to congratulate the University of Winnipeg class of 2021. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. James Curry, Interim President and Vice Chancellor at the University of Winnipeg, and faculty for inviting me to take part in this tremendous virtual event. To the spring class of 2021, you have demonstrated dedication and resilience and have shown amazing adaptability in adjusting to learning in new ways during the COVID-19 pandemic. I would also like to thank the faculty and staff of the university who have had to pivot and adapt in order to guide you through this unprecedented time. The fact that we are here today celebrating the achievement of graduates is a great example of our collective ability to persevere through great adversity. In planning for the future of our province, we all have a collective role in creating a positive legacy and building a resilient society for a post-pandemic world. As you embark on the next chapter of your life, you enter the workforce as highly trained professionals with the skills, talent, and knowledge to be an integral part of Manitoba's economic, social, and cultural growth. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Now more than ever, we need to work together to protect Manitobans, support health and safety, as well as Manitoba's economic recovery. We will get through this together. As the saying goes, be bold, be courageous, be your best. Happy graduation. I hope you take the time to celebrate your hard-earned achievement with family, friends, and fellow graduates. You are the future of our province, a future that is full of possibilities. I wish you all the best and continued success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Iwasco. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. James Curry, Interim President and Vice Chancellor.
Good morning and welcome to the University of Winnipeg's virtual convocation. We acknowledge that the University of Winnipeg is located on ancestral lands, on Treaty 1 territory, and the heartland of the Métis people. We acknowledge that our water is sourced from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation. I begin with this significant acknowledgement to recognize the influence the land we are located on, its history, its present, its peoples, and its relationships must have on everything we do. Madam Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, families of the graduates, colleagues, and friends of the University of Winnipeg, I have the honor to declare open this 118th Convocation of the University of Winnipeg for the conferring of degrees in arts. At this point in the program, I would usually have a list of people sitting on the platform to introduce to you. Our platform party typically hosts a number of university faculty, students, and staff who have made significant and worthy contributions to our institution. Today, however, I am joined by our Chancellor, Ms. Barb Gammy, and Registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, who will perform their usual roles throughout the ceremony. Convocation is a special time at the university. It is a time when we honor our graduates, bid them farewell, and celebrate their accomplishments. It is also an occasion to give honors to members of the university faculty, students, and staff who have made significant and worthy contributions to our institution. and it is a time when we award honorary degrees to those who have demonstrated exceptional leadership, helping to define and shape the principles and values that give meaning to our community. An honorary degree is the highest honor the university can bestow on an individual. Those who receive an honorary degree demonstrate dedication and unparalleled excellence in their field and have been nominated for consideration of this title. Today, we honor Sandra Delarond with an honorary Doctor of Laws. Ms. Delarond will be introduced by Dr. Jamie Cedro, professor in the Department of Anthropology, director of the Masters in Development Practice program, and associate vice president, research and innovation. She will be conferred special honors by our esteemed chancellor, Ms. Barb Gammy.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present Sandra Delarond, who will receive an honorary doctorate of laws. Sandra is a champion of social change who works tirelessly to amplify the voices of Indigenous people in Manitoba. Raised in a strong and vibrant Métis family, she is a member of Cross Lake First Nation with roots at the Métis settlement of Duck Bay. A passionate community builder, Sandra has made it her life's work to end violence and support families of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited persons. As co-chair of Manitoba's MMIWG 2S Coalition, she has been a powerful voice for Manitoba families in the national inquiry into murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited persons, ensuring the hearts of families and survivors are honored and protected. She played an instrumental role in developing and managing the Helen Betty Osborne Memorial Scholarship, which was established in 2000 to honor the life and legacy of its namesake, who was murdered in the Pas in 1976. This scholarship has delivered over $1 million in direct bursary support to hundreds of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit students pursuing post-secondary education in Manitoba. Sandra worked closely with the University of Winnipeg's Office of Indigenous Engagement to incorporate Star Blanket teachings into the campus, integrating a Star Blanket mural on the Helen Betty Osborne building and as a theme throughout convocations and the Spring Feast. Sandra is generous in sharing her knowledge and culture with others. As head woman for the Ayote Wiwayang Wachipi Sundance and the Heart of the White Buffalo Moon Dance, she plays a vital role in strengthening Indigenous ceremony, practice, and tradition. Whether heading a project or chairing a heated meeting of diverse perspectives, Sandra leads with a combination of authority, generosity, and empathy that bridges difficult conversations and influences change. This is evident in her work with national, provincial, and local women's and Indigenous women's organizations in support of community development, cultural reclamation, and reconciliation. Madam Chancellor, I request that you confer upon Sandra Delarond an honorary Doctor of Laws for her dedication to amplifying the voices of the Indigenous community and her leadership in supporting the families of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited persons.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, Sandra Delarond, to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Sandra Delarond to address our graduates.
Mamawe nu dawano kisemantu. Mamawe nu dawano. Mamawe nu kawano kisemantu. Kisagikten. Niwagamaganak. I give thanks for this land that we thrive on, known as Treaty 1 territory, and not only the homeland, but the birthplace of the Métis Nation, where we have the privilege of drinking clean water sourced from Shoal Lake 40, which still remains under a boil water advisory. Dr. James Curry, President, and Barb Gammy, Chancellor, honored guests, elders, knowledge keepers, and to the beautiful class of 2021, I am truly honored and humbled to receive this award. This award belongs to all Indigenous women, girls, 2S, LGBTQIA persons, our allies, and those who wake up every day to serve and work towards a world that is safe. I acknowledge the ongoing work of advocates, family members, and survivors who continue to guide the work of justice and the implementation of the National Inquiry into Indigenous women, girls, and 2S LGBTQIA persons. I wish to thank my nominators, Dr. Jamie Cedro, Grand Chief Garrison Settee, former Assistant Commissioner of the RCMP, Scott Kaladi, and Dr. Leslie Spillett. I want to acknowledge my communities of origin, Duck Bay and Cross Lake, Bimichigamak, and the community I was raised in, the PA, which taught me the lessons and the critical importance of advocacy. And to my first teachers, my grandmothers and my parents, my siblings, their children, and my daughter Sarah, and my grandchildren Shane and Ohiesa, who continue to guide me every day. Your love shields my every moment. I believe it is important to share the first lessons that have guided me. We are a village. The honor of one is the honor of all. Each word a prayer, and every day is a ceremony. And today, dear graduates, marks the formal ceremony for each of you as you graduate into something different, into a world that is profoundly different than the one in which you started this part of your journey. All of life, from learning to relationships, is completely different from the one you expected, and indeed, the one we had all come to expect. You have shown your strength and resilience that all of your ancestors have given you in order to embrace the challenges in spite of the difficulty. My hands are up to you. I especially want to acknowledge the Indigenous graduates today who have earned your eagle feather, not just by learning, but also by leading this institution to a greater understanding of reconciliation. I also want to acknowledge this institution, the University of Winnipeg, for being able to make immediate shifts in learning in order that each of you could remain safe and healthy so that you could be here today and continue to do your work in the world. If I could turn your attention for a moment to acknowledge one of the fundamental issues that we are facing in this country, and that is the matter of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and 2S LGBTQIA persons. I want to acknowledge the spirit of Helen Betty Osborne as the grandmother spirit who led the Aboriginal Justice Inquiry in Manitoba in 1991, which is the first time that governments acknowledge that there is a problem with justice, and particularly justice for Indigenous women. I also acknowledge the work of Dr. Lloyd Axworthy and Jennifer Moore-Rattray in the naming of the Helen Betty Osborne Memorial Building, which is one of the community centers on this campus. I mentioned the name of Helen Betty Osborne, the spirit of Helen Betty Osborne, because her death has really guided my life's journey. When I was a young girl living in the PA and she was murdered in 1971, many of her friends were from my mother's home community of Cross Lake, Pimachikamak Cree Nation. On the day that they had found Helen Betty, they had these young women, these young girls had come over to my parents' place, and as a place of safety and a place of refuge. Being a young girl, I wasn't allowed into the room, but also being an eavesdropper, I had, listened to their conversations and watched them as they sat around the table, drinking tea, trying to alleviate their fear, and my mother's solid presence. And we know that it took 18 years for Helen Betty Osborne's case to be brought to justice. And that was really through the continuing advocacy of many people throughout the province. And all it took was one person. In the end, it took one person, the voice of one person, to make a difference and bring justice for Helen Betty Osborne. Like many things that we do in life, we try to think of, what maybe it's someone else's responsibility, or someone else will come forward, someone else will do the job. But we know, if we look at the teachings around Helen Betty Osborne, that it just took one person. So this is not just a matter that has an impact on directly impacted Indigenous families and people and our people, but it's one that impacts the very fabric of our community. Dr. Albert McLeod has said, "There is no future for Canada without equality for Indigenous women and girls." Indigenous women as matriarchs were the first decision makers, and this was not acceptable to colonial powers, who through generations have systemically worked to unravel the rights of Indigenous women as title holders. This systemic oppression has resulted in generations of Indigenous women and their families becoming internally displaced persons in Canada, within the definition of the United Nations Covenant on Refugees. I know that there were and are many detractors to inquiries and commissions, and saying, this report will just gather dust on government shelves. And we know that, in fact, before this inquiry was put into the place, the former government brought a stack of reports into the House of Commons and said nothing has done, without realizing that it was their responsibility to implement these recommendations of previous reports. And I think we all know the stats of overrepresentation and the dismal placing on the social determinants of health of Indigenous people. So what is different about this inquiry? The National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, in their final report, Reclaiming Power and Place, identified and named the systemic oppression as genocide. Whatever challenges the National Inquiry faced, the one thing they have been very clear was naming the ongoing disappearance and murder of Indigenous women and girls for what it is, genocide. The commissioners determined that the 231 calls to justice are in fact legal imperatives to act. Let me be clear, genocide is ongoing And it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to do better and expect our institutions and our governments, our institutions of education, and indeed houses and communities of faith to ensure that the 231 legal imperatives are acted upon. I have to say the University of Winnipeg, by implementing a course at the master's level, 231 Calls to Justice, has taken that responsibility and ensuring that the next generation of leaders and policymakers, some which sit among you, are going to be the ones that come with an informed knowledge to be able to implement the legal imperatives to alleviate the conditions, the multi-generational conditions of genocide. If you are an ally or feeling just uncomfortable about this matter because you don't really know anything about it or have not paid attention, it's okay to feel uncomfortable, and it's okay to sit with that discomfort, because it will move you to a place of understanding and hopefully to a place of action. And I hope that these lessons and this discomfort will guide you as you move into the ceremony of life. Dear graduates, I know that when we go into the big ceremony, that some come in thinking, this is it. You know, my life is going to change. It's changing now. But once you leave the ceremony, that's when the ceremony of life begins. That's when your prayers come into action. You have been in your learning ceremony at the University of Winnipeg for 3 or 4 years, and now it is time to move out into the world, to live your prayer and to be your prayer, to be your ceremony. My prayer for each of you is to continue to grow, to learn, and to challenge yourself. And in doing your life work, to remember to love yourself enough to bring your best self into the world each day. I am truly honored to be part of your journey today. Thank you once again for this beautiful honor.
Thank you, Dr. Delarond, for sharing your insight and knowledge with our graduating class. There are several faculty and staff awards that we celebrate at the Convocation dinner, which typically takes place prior to the Convocation ceremony. We celebrated these award recipients at a virtual reception earlier this week, but would also like to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge 2 of the recipients this morning. Dr. Royden Lowen, Professor Emeritus, for his prestigious scholarship, international reputation, and research excellence in the field of Mennonite studies, helping to globally provide and transform our understanding of Mennonite history. And Dr. Eliakim Sabanda, recipient of the Marcia Hannon Award for Excellence in Creating Community Awareness for his work in founding and developing the University of Winnipeg's Global College and BA in Human Rights and Global Studies, the Joint Master's Program in Peace and Conflict Studies with the University of Manitoba, the Master's in Development Practice, and the Oral History Center, in addition to serving as a well-respected speaker, campus and community leader, and mentor. Congratulations to our award winners. We have now come to the part of the program that our graduates and all who have tuned in have eagerly anticipated. The registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, will present the graduates, and our chancellor, Ms. Barb Gammy, will confer the degrees. Each graduate will be introduced, and a slide of them will be shown on your screen. This is a rite of passage, a joyful occasion for our graduates and for the families and friends who have helped them on their way. As you see your graduate on the screen, I encourage you to share congratulations in our virtual chat and on social media.
Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request you to confer upon these candidates receiving their degrees in absentia the degree for which they have qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit all those receiving degrees in absentia to the degrees for which the prescribed studies have been completed with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Madam Chancellor, I now beg leave to present the graduates. The recipients of the Master of Arts degree. Receiving the Graduate Student of Highest Distinction, Braden William Braschuk. Receiving the Graduate Student of Highest Distinction, Kirkamal Kaur Dillon. Alexandra Manzura. Receiving the Graduate Student of Highest Distinction, Jessica May Martin. Tamika Reed. Nina Chitra Singh. Keely Ann Tenfingers. Jancha Wilhelmina van der Wietering. The recipient of the Master of Arts degree joint with the University of Manitoba, Robert William Russell. Recipients of the Master of Public Administration degree joint with the University of Manitoba, Jasmine Annie Darling Cameron. Christian Christodoulides. Receiving the Graduate Student of Highest Distinction, Holly Joy Hunter. Suraya Akhtar Eva. Matthew Michael McCaution. Stephanie Ann Taves. Recipients of the Bachelor of Arts Honors degree. Angela Jesu Dorcas Aderinto. William Thomas Aitken. Receiving the Gold Medal for Honors Criminal Justice, Elise Rebecca Alder. Yulia Barmapova. Alexander Charles Hulsbosch-Baston. Receiving the Gold Medal in Honors History, Laura Bergen. Jordan Ken Bourquin. Alyssa Ann Broschuk. Brennan Darrell Carlson. Braden Matthew Joseph Carnegie. Simone Ming Katz Chu. Janae Sophia Dandowich. Hannah Annette Peters Derry. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in arts honors, the Gold Medal in Honors Interdisciplinary Linguistics, and the University of Winnipeg Golden Key Chapter Convocation Scholarship, Nicola Marie Donovan. Owen Victor Antonio Duick. Sasika Xavier Duvalco. Receiving the Gold Medal for Achievement in Honors Environmental Studies and Sciences, Andreas Eibel. Gillian Valerie Viscup Findley. Brittany Fredrickson. Receiving the Gold Medal in Honors Religion and Culture, Zachary Sidney Freig. Receiving the Gold Medal in Honors Political Science, Kyle Robert Friesen. Willow Jana Fraze. Emily Catherine Gartner. Samantha Joanne Gauthier. Alexandra Elizabeth Denise Jarrow. Rebecca Cheryl Goldstein. Patrick John Harney. Emma Blanche Hay. Alora Jade Hayward. Teresa Bernice Horosco. Shauna Ray Hoop. Our valedictorian today, Anya Zoe Gotron Ingram. Luca Helen Fern Jansen. Owen Michael Javra, Joelle Tessa Jobin, Connor Kyle Alexander King. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Philosophy, Luke Braden Clausen. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Geography, Michael Andrew Cavern. Amanda Ray Lambert. Receiving the Ron Norton Prize in Psychology, undergraduate, Julie Heather Plett Laurendo. Kennedy Brooke Link. Liliana Nicole Lopez. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Theatre and Film Dance Stream, Courtney May Martins. Receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in Arts Honors and the Gold Medal in Honors Political Science, Luc Joseph Barter Mouleson. Receiving the Dan A. Checkie Prize for Excellence in Sociology, Cassandra Lynn Nelson. Olumeo Waseye Tani Dabayolua Alutande. Luke Daniel Olivero. Allison Veronica Ortiz Toledo. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Psychology, Laura Celeste Penner Goki. Marie Ann Redhead. Liam Kyle Reed. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Theatre and Film, Ria Corina Rodich Rasidescu. Stephen Donald McPhail Rose. Hannah Lynn Skurlock. Harshna Kaur Sethi. Michael Jason Silk. Kyla Justine Smorang. Mark John Joseph Teague. Tiffany Dawn Thomas. Ton Nu Hua Van. Shahrazad Sophia Horvath Vahid. Receiving the gold medal in Honors French Studies, Natalia Weichsel. Emma Wellham. Fiona Witherell. Receiving the gold medal in Honors Sociology, Ivana Lynn Yellowback. Now the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts 4-year degree. Iduyu Adiogan. Najia Ali. Storm Allard. Inga Arnott. Darren Joanne Arnott. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year Rhetoric and Communications, Sophie Evelyn Ashton. Khalida Brianne Benedictson. Receiving the Baha'i Kahan Singh Naba Prize, Corinne Joan Betournay. Latanya Shanae Baer. Jennifer Rose Block. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year Urban and Inner City Studies, Lise Marie Bourbonniere. Simone Manisha Brown. Nicole Marley Brownlee. Sydney Jane Bulmer. Carly Erin Burke. Israel Castillo Gonzalez. Valerie Chelangat. Alexa Julia Chimuk. Excelsia Chiwangu Wangu. Ngozi Rosemary Chukwuka. Andrea Lee Clark. Rebecca Catherine Cook. James Ramstad Coward. Misha Jane Dirksen. Katriana Bryn Duff. Hannah Fekri Elgi-Iada. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in Arts 4-year program and the Gold Medal in 4-year Anthropology, Lydia Marie Epp. Lillian Olina Lenore Fridvinson. Receiving the Gold Medal in 4-year English, Maik Friesen. Allison Nicole Friesen. Sheena Sarah Rose Girouard, Cara Marie Gross, Jacob Keith Guimond, Mariko Kira Louise Hamade. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year psychology, Trivana Hannah. Faith Grace Oluwaseyetan Hezekiah, Tiana Hildebrand, Kyle Hines, Isabel Curl Hodgson, Michaela Heather Hunter, Brianne Jameson, Maya Ruth Jansen Cornelson, Courtney Alexandra Joshua, Isaac Kabua, Candace Patricia Kennedy. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year sociology, Stephanie Charisse Klassen. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year history, Jonathan Addison Klassen. Joseph Corhoan, Ashley Marie Christic. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year East Asian languages and cultures, Dana Mariano Lantz. Angela Dina Lavallee, Rain Kaya Lawson, Noah Peter Lesiak. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year environmental studies and sciences, Avery Lynn Letkeman. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year Indigenous Studies, Megan Dawn Lindell. Also receiving the Bachelor of Science, Nicole Renee Lowen. Valerie Joy Macalino. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year Criminal Justice, Manjot Mann. Also receiving the Bachelor of Science 4-year, Nicholas Danforth Marfleet. Morgan Ashley McCurdy, Melissa McDonald, Cassidy Shea McGowan, Emma Kathleen Hearn McClarty, Alexander McLean. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year International Development Studies, Madeline Isabel Messich. Jana Mitchik, Evan Lorne Midford, Sala Tekla Mitchell, Danielle Michelle Morisseau, Leah Nicole Neufeld, Keely Dawn Virginia O'Reilly Towell. Receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts 4-year and the Gold Medal in 4-year Conflict Resolution Studies, Sanjam Panag. Geneviève Nicole Perry, Deanna Perlis, Hira Piracha, Anne Christina Uzua Rabe, Adria Louise Robillard Meads, Serena Marie Souza Rocha, Mary Janeska Roque, Nicole Oksana Salshert. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year geography, Madeline Jane Shawn. Eric Christian Robert Selch, Eliza Luann Smith, Bellamy Quinn Snare, Sarah Jennifer Steidel, Caitlin Taylor Stryline, Nicole Kaylin May Sward. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year philosophy, Chance Everett Taylor, Danielle Jemima Chanje. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year political science, Alyssa Madeline Thomas. Also receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration 4-year, Brooke Chantel Thompson. Receiving the gold medal in 4-year human rights, Elise Doreen Helen Hoth Thorlatius. Benjamin Michael Gary Townsley, Arben J. Tumambing, Janessa Alexis Ventura Alvarenga, Fiona Kiernan Vowell, Glenn Willows, Brendan James Wilson, Brock Christian Woods, Jeffrey Robert Yaremko. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts degree. Joy Abeya, Milena Alem, Zainab Zakaria Almuman, Isabella Alongi, Aaron Christian Amado, Serenity Amante, Zachary Oscar Robert Anderson, Trevor Anns, Adriana Maria Avero Ojeda, Jamila Avellino, Adrian Ayodamola Ayo, Amna Ayaz, Alain Claire Montes Bactol, Abdissa Bari Badasso, Tristan Michael Baird, John Aldrin Serrano Bambo, Jasmine Bartlett. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year sociology, Jeanette Pauline Bazin, Scott Beardy, Kelly Lee Beatty, Gillian Beauchemin, Jordan Hélène Bélanger, Lise Nicole Bélanger, Carson Noah Ben, Glennis Lisa Behrens, William Joseph Denis Bertazzo Lambert, Gwendolyn Dorothy Bowen, Rory Michelle Boyce, Justine Heather Arciaga Broas, Hannah Leocadia Brooks, Lindsay Broughton, Cole Anthony Brown, Jenna Brianne Brown, Jensen Rihanna Budd, Karen Pauline Camagong, Holly Abigail Catherine Campbell, Alyssa Janelle Campbell, Erin Michelle Canavan, Melanie Ashley Georgette Carrière, Clyde Harvey Casabal, Leonida Sivan Castro Soto, Carter Teruo Sirasani, Yin Mu Chan, Kimberly Letitia Charles, Kevin Glenn Clancy, Stephanie Marie Sanch Costa, Dirk Creighton, Catherine Marie Cribbs, Madison Taylor Page Cronk, Presley Lorna Margaret Cross, Matthew Ryan Cusack, Jesse Zia Vin Kung, Yon Carlo Das Otto, Olan Rawaju Timi Daramola, Patricia Arlene Davies, Niriak D. Shege, Genoa Lynn De Bruin, Logan Chantal De Sorcy, Alyssa Autumn Desroches Schneider, Rupanjot Kaur Daliwal, Elisa Clara De Palma, Olatuan Dimeji, Anna Clarinda Dimson, Kathleen Dewar, Hannah Gillian Suderman Dirksen, Felix Nathaniel Herbilia Doyle, Samantha Maria Drabick, Madison Marie Dreger, Madison Summer Dewick. Receiving the Lieutenant Governor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts, 3-year, and the Gold Medal in 3-year English, Carla Dick. Also receiving the Bachelor of Science degree, Christopher Sean Eastman. Cassie Jessica Taylor Enright. Alex Patricia Darrow Isons. Maya Kirsten Feely. Holly Tiana Fletcher. Ashley Kyra Fleury. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year political science, Alok Fontaine Richardson. Georgia Ann Fox. Tracy Sharon Mary Gamblin. Justin Garcia. Jennifer Ann Marie Gilhooly. James Freeman Gluck. Ariella Rose Goldfeld. Emily Abigail Goosen. Ainsley Tristan Gowie. Samantha Rose Graham. Emily Pearl Grant. Alexi Joy Hatter. Alireza Hadari. Ellen Marie Harnden. Joel Thomas Hildebrand. Morgan Katit Hill. Sherry Mia Hockman. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year theater and film, Samantha Penelope Hutchings. Madeline Ray Hutchinson. Skylar Bridget Irwin. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year Women's and Gender Studies, Mary Elizabeth Johnson. Kathleen Rose Johnston. Brandon Joshi. Shelby Anastasia Jewer. Brooke Kylie Dawn Kineski. Zelalem Bimru Kasi. Ashley Kaufman. Harmanpreet Kaur. Rosemary Kaiden. Laura Delaney Kilbray. Ariel Abby Kilinek. Victoria Lauren Knapp. Danilo Kutenko. Cedric Konhunde. Caitlin Elizabeth Cabral. Mihirat Bio Kumbi. Jenna Mary Lachance Marchak. Tam La Lei. Destiny Lang. Ashley Nadine Lala. Olivia Cheyenne Langan. Reed Joseph Langlois. Kieran Francis Langson Whitford. Allison Catherine Lewis. Joseph Matthew Lacopa. Mark Allen Liebrecht. René Francais Lilly. Rufan Laura Padilla Lorico. Randy Lee Locken. Melania Irene Lozar. Ingrid Lugay. Nina Ann Lugay. Agatha Krista Mabalangan. Sarah Elizabeth Madill. Colin Dennis Arbez Malchuk. Avanur Singh Mann. Tanner John Manson. Jazz Victoria Marcelino, Matthew Christopher Merrick, Avery Kalangi Gudrun Martin, Danielle Ann Francis Mason, Sabrina Mason, Roger Riley Anthony McDonald, Megan Diane Marie McEwen. Also receiving the Bachelor of Physical and Health Education, Gregory Caleb Mekontz, Hannah K. Melville, Martin Moshkovich, Muskan Muskan, Kia Susan Nabuderi, Joanna Nallum, Gloria Wetira Gaga, Clark Kenneth Northwood. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year human rights, Juan Mateo Odorico. Mercy Ademelade Odumeru, Victoria Oliveira, Andrew David Allen Olver, Jocelyn Pauletta Paget, Jonathan Dominic Patmore, Glenda Taylor Penner, Alexandra Taylor Nicole Penner, Christina Jill Proctor. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year German studies, Elizabeth Gail Puccello, Abhijit Singh Rakra. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year East Asian languages and cultures, Matthew David John Reimer Ranville, Samantha Barrow McLeod Renui, Carly Erin Clibbery Rollo, Ridge George Romanishin, Tessia Catherine Romanu, Francis Xavier Romawak, Krista Elizabeth Rose, Andrew David Rowan, Suzanne Teresa Sad, Nicole Catherine Nadine Salzman, Abigail Naval Sasenyak, Kirsten Elizabeth Soap, Aaron Kenneth Sawatsky, Melissa Luann Sawatsky. Receiving the gold medal in 3-year criminal justice, Brianne Melissa Sculthorpe, Skylar Sidney Storm Sebring, Jograt Janeba Ruth Senesi, Zachary Allen Serban, Emily Ann Sherbo, Cheyenne Rebecca Singh, Navneil Singh, Fiona Nakadian Slota, Willow Winsong Hunt Soak, Aubrey William Stewart, Marini Ziljan Tagarda, Joshua Ryan Tatrin, Daniel James Tykerobe, Haley Jade Taves, Simran Tour, Claire Marilyn Tordiff, Nicole Lynn Tucker, Aimee Delane Allison Timkin, Jesse Ian Van Horn, Ashley Florence Christina Visna, Caitlin Marcia Vrooman, Sarah Danica Lynn Wade, Joseph Andrew Barclay Ward. Receiving the O.T. Anderson Award and the gold medal in 3-year Urban and Inner City Studies, Lauren Elizabeth Webster, Erin Michelle Hall Westra, Emily Jane Wilkinson, Stephen Andrew Wilms, Zachary Kent Wood, Tanner J.R. Woods, Alexander Joseph Jacob Wersch, Sarah Zacharias, Danielle Elaine Zacharias. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in Arts 3-year program and the Gold Medal in 3-year interdisciplinary linguistics, Davy Marie Zacharias. These are the graduates of the Faculty of Arts, June 2021.
Thank you, Madam Chancellor and Mr. Russell. Graduates, you just crossed a virtual stage surrounded by cheering faculty, staff, family, and friends. We will continue to cheer for you as you go on to achieve great things and make an impact on the community in your own unique way. I now have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Glenn Moulaison, Dean of Arts, to share congratulations on behalf of all faculty and staff.
My name is Glenn Moulaison, and I am the Dean of the Faculty of Arts at the University of Winnipeg. We find ourselves now in times we can no longer call unprecedented. These times are now quite precedented, because this is the third convocation ceremony we've conducted like this at the University of Winnipeg. That is to say, a convocation ceremony that is not really happening at the University of Winnipeg. I don't mean to say it's happening nowhere. It's happening somewhere else. And there are probably as many somewhere else's as there are graduands like you. In somewhere else's, all across the city, the province, the country, and the world, you are watching or attending this precedented University of Winnipeg convocation ceremony, like my son Luke is. It is unfortunate that we can't be here at the University of Winnipeg, here, to celebrate together, to watch you walk or strut across the stage, enjoying the hoots and hollers, then having you pose for a photo of yourself, normally towering over me. This is the third convocation we've done this way, somewhere else. It is not unprecedented. But this convocation ceremony is not unprecedented in a more significant way. Convocation has always been the time and place where you get your degree. Just like those thousands upon thousands of University of Winnipeg arts graduates who precedented you. And just like those millions of others who got and who are getting their degree in all the somewhere else's around the world, from the University of Winnipeg or from elsewhere. And that is what convocation has always been about everywhere. Like those before you, you have been called, summoned, assembled to become part of a community of scholars. And wherever you happen to be, Winnipeg or somewhere else, that is where the community happens to be. It goes with you wherever you go. And wherever you go, you will always have your place there. You've earned your place there through hard work and sacrifice, overcoming all the things, and yes, this time around, overcoming that one thing in particular that is still everywhere. So on behalf of all our faculty members, staff, and alumni, I'm here to congratulate you on your achievement, your determination, your hard work, and I wish you a bright future wherever you happen to be. And welcome to the community that you are now all a part of. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moulaison. Next, I would like to introduce Judith Newman, who brings a congratulatory message on behalf of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Council.
Congratulations, class of 2021. As president of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association, I am pleased to offer my congratulations on behalf of our association to the graduating class of 2021. Your hard work and dedication have culminated in this very special day, and I'm so happy to share in your excitement and proud to acknowledge your success. Today marks not only your graduation, but your membership in the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. You will join our alumni family of over 56,000 individuals who have shared a common turning point in their educational lives, the invaluable experiences of being an important part of this unique urban campus. Exactly 50 years ago, I felt the same excitement on becoming a part of this great community, and I am still proud to remain an integral part of it today. The University of Winnipeg campus community was an important support for you during your school years. By becoming an active member of the Alumni Association, you can remain connected to and supportive of the University of Winnipeg and its students. Going forward, we hope that through the Alumni Association, you will maintain and enhance your professional and community affiliations. One of the more exciting initiatives that our Alumni Council has been working on with our university partners this past year is how to achieve and enhance alumni engagement. Nothing is more important to us than reaching out, getting to know, and working with our alumni. The last few convocations like this one did not allow us to meet you in person and proudly hand you your Alumni Association pin and membership card, but we will ensure that as soon as the campus opens up, we'll find a way. In the meantime, we have endeavored to reach out to you via many different social media sites, email, and our e-newsletter. We have been offering our speaker series via webinar and have an exciting lineup of potential speakers for our 2021-22 year. Please stay connected with us so that you do not miss our programs, and feel free to contact our alumni office with ideas on how we can do more for you, our alumni. We cherish your input and the long-lasting relationships that will result.
On an occasion such as this, it is important to hear from the students as well. It is, after all, your day. And so, I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Anya Ingram. Anya is an accomplished student known for her enthusiasm and passion for human geography, city planning, and public space. Through her studies in geography, Anya developed interests in the intersection of transportation, public participation, and sustainability in urban environments, with a close eye on community engagement, participatory planning, and gentrification. Her honors thesis research focused on the relationships between power, mural art, and placemaking in Winnipeg's West End. The product of this research was a framework of how future mural art could best ensure positive engagement and representation of the community within which it is embedded. Anya received many accolades throughout her studies, including the 2020 Undergraduate Award for Most Outstanding Student in Classics, and the Canadian Association of Geographers 2021 Undergraduate Award for Most Outstanding Graduating Student in Geography. Between classes and research, she found time to serve as a teaching assistant for urban and human geography courses, and was also a research assistant for the Institute of Urban Studies. Anya was also actively involved in the Geography and Environmental Studies Student Association and the Classics Students Association, of which she was president in 2019-20. This fall, Anya will continue her work on urban environments, beginning a Master of Arts in Planning at the University of Waterloo. She intends to become a professional city planner with a focus on the intersection of transportation, public participation, and sustainability in urban environments. Please join me in welcoming your valedictorian, Anya Ingram.
So good morning, everyone, and especially warm welcome to my fellow graduates. It's my honor and my pleasure to be addressing you all today, even if it's not in person. All of us graduating this year have come to the university from different paths and different times in our lives, but we are all united in arriving to this day, our graduation, and the start of the next chapter, where our paths will once again diverge and bring us to an even more varied future. The one thing we all have in common is having been a part of the University of Winnipeg community. Here at the U of W, we pursued our respective fields of study, found friends with similar interests, and were supported by many wonderful professors. We made habits and routines within this campus, we made space for ourselves, and found our spot within this community of people. There is something about sharing an experience all of us knowing we are students going through the same process and the same seasons of the semester. The beginning of term, when we don't have any homework yet, the ebb and flow of assignments and midterms, the often crushing weight of exam period, and the final relief of handing in that last paper or finishing that last written exam. We were, and still are, all people trying to learn something, strive for something, and push for something. These somethings are all unique to each of us, but as a whole, it's what we share. We all got to be students at this university, and there's community in this. But what is this U of W community? The U of W has new students arriving constantly at the same time as many others leave. Any given term has a certain amount of turnover. Yet, the community survives because we are all connected to this place. The U of W as a place is what it is, in part because of its buildings, but its history and community is what it is because of the people. The emotional and social connections we all have made on this campus tie us all together. Fundamentally, people are what create place. Even if you are the type of person who never spoke to a professor or fellow student if you could help it, you were part of the university population. You were part of creating the place we all got to know. There is truth in the common saying, greater than the sum of its parts. Without the students, the university would simply not exist. However, we have all experienced the reverse of this equation. We continue to be students of the U of W, even though most of us haven't seen the campus in the last 15 months. That's the elephant in the room, isn't it? I'm the only student here, speaking to all of you. We are together, but apart, as has been said countless times this past year or so. We are graduating not physically in the same room, but we are graduating together as part of this community. Many would say we have had the most challenging and most isolating university experience possible during this pandemic. And for some, like myself, it is with great heartache that we didn't get to spend our last university year or in person on campus. So abruptly, we were detached from those same routines and patterns we had unknowingly relied on, but we have proven ourselves resilient. Despite all of the challenges and hurdles, we are still here today, and while I can only speak for myself, I believe it is a wonderful thing to have something to miss. In an alternate, non-pandemic universe in which we got to graduate in person, it would be easy enough to focus too much on what is ahead to really appreciate our own accomplishment. Today, in what is very much a pandemic universe, when we have spent the last year or so of our programs studying remotely, entirely removed from the normal hustle and bustle of the campus, it is so easy to get caught up in the anticlimacticness of it all. To submit that last assignment or exam on Nexus on any given day, sit back and realize, I guess that's it, I'm done. It is easy to lose sight of how special it is to complete a university degree. But it is important to make space within ourselves to pause, to be proud, to remember that the younger version of ourselves who stepped foot for the first time at the university had looked forward to this moment as a foggy and hard to grasp future. But that future is now firmly in our hands, or at least it's in the mail. These degrees took resilience, dedication, and a lot of hours, so take the time to celebrate. Congratulations to you, the class of 2021.
Thank you, Anya. Graduates, on behalf of all the faculty and staff who have supported your time at the University of Winnipeg, congratulations. It is a privilege to be here to celebrate with you today. For the second year in a row, we are hosting our ceremonies virtually. While I'm disappointed not to be able to congratulate you in person, it is fantastic to welcome the many family and friends tuning into this celebration from near and far. You have a strong community surrounding and supporting you. Your teachers, classmates, parents, family members, and friends have all played an important role in your education. They have stood by you, encouraged you, and inspired you to push through the long hours of study. And they will continue to celebrate your success wherever your next steps take you. As we celebrate Convocation, we also recognize some exceptional individuals. I feel lucky to work with such a diverse and dedicated group of people who are so committed to ensuring students succeed. Today, we have recognized Dr. Royden Lowen, whose contributions to Mennonite history transcend continents and illuminate many facets of ethno-cultural and social history. Dr. Eliakim Sabanda, a globally acclaimed advocate for human rights, peace, and justice, who has played a pivotal role in the development of several U-Winnipeg programs. And Anya Ingram for going above and beyond to make a difference. I'd like to extend warm congratulations to our honorary degree recipient, Sandra Delarond, a champion of social change who works tirelessly to amplify the voices of Indigenous people in Manitoba. U-Winnipeg is close-knit and committed to outstanding academic scholarship, research excellence, and community engagement. These individuals embody this commitment. U-Winnipeg has a strong reputation for graduating leaders whose knowledge reaches deep and wide. Thanks to our Indigenous course requirement, each of you has been introduced to perspectives and worldviews that will help you understand and engage in the important work of reconciliation. You have learned to think creatively, solve complex problems, collaborate, and communicate effectively with people from diverse backgrounds. I encourage you to approach the unknown with courage and curiosity. You have what it takes to make meaningful contributions that have a far-reaching impact. I've spent many years coaching judo. This has taught me a lot about the power of willpower and discipline. In judo, you learn to carefully observe yourself and your situation. You train yourself to have a clear mind, to examine your options, to act decisively, to take the initiative to do what needs to be done. Over the past few years of university, you have similarly been involved in a daily practice that has trained you for your future. You've honed your work ethic, learning to think critically and solve problems, sometimes on little sleep with deadlines looming. You learned the discipline of compiling research papers, navigating group projects, and preparing for difficult exams. Now you've reached an important milestone. You're graduating in a time of rapid technological change. Maybe you don't always feel equipped for some of the complicated issues we're facing in the world today. I'm here to tell you, you've got this. While keeping focused on your goals and completing the last year and a half of your degree during a pandemic, you've shown your capacity to navigate the road ahead. The foundational, transferable skills you've developed give you a solid foundation to manage complexity and bring change into your chosen field. The knowledge, insights, and friendships you've gained here will serve you well for decades to come. On behalf of the University of Winnipeg, congratulations. There are great things ahead for you. Please join me in a warm round of applause for all our graduates. Today's ceremony would not have been possible without the many members of the university community who helped organize this event, including our media and video services teams for helping us come to you today, our convocation officer, Kylie Stasila-Tirian and the records team for ensuring you received your parchment and all the details for today's event, our registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, and our distinguished chancellor, Ms. Barb Gammy, for their contributions to today's ceremony. Thank you to everyone for joining us today. We wish you all the best in the next chapter of your life and hope that you keep in touch with the university. We will close with the traditional honor song sung by Alison Cox, followed by the national anthem sung by our registrar, Mr. Colin Russell.
Yahweh,
nos fronts et saints de fleurons glorieux. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et à valeur de foi trempée protégera nos foyers et nos droits.